Expert Strategies with Joe Welu. And Joe, it has been quite some time since we've been in the studio. How are you?
Yeah, it has. Good to be back and ready to have a fun conversation today.
Absolutely. Tell me some of the trends and conversations that you've been having across the country.
So the two things that come up consistently in conversations that I'm having with executives and industry partners that we have are customer experience and data. And why customer experience? Well, customer experience is the ultimate differentiator. And financial brands, organizations, lenders are realizing that the products and services that they have in many cases have been somewhat commoditized. And so really the only thing that helps them with growing profit margins and market share and truly differentiating them in the marketplace is the experience that the customer is actually having. How does that customer feel when they're doing business? Before they do business, during the transaction, after the transaction, right? So we've become traditionally as an industry, particularly in the lending side, it's been looked at as the experience is all about right up to the transaction and then, hey, we were best friends and now you don't love me anymore, right? And so how do you deliver an ultimate experience is the question the cutting edge industry leaders are clearly thinking about every single day, right? And then the other piece of that is data. There's so much data that you have on your customers, and the problem that everybody is trying to solve for right now, and many people are operationalizing projects around this, is how do we take that data and leverage it to be able to deliver better experiences for our customers throughout the customer journey. If I think about a customer or member journey, depending on which segment you're in, it's every touch point from the very first time they see your brand anywhere, every engagement they have, every chat, every email, every text message, right? Everything they receive in the mail. All of those little touch points are either an opportunity to either build or erode the trust that you have in that relationship, the equity you've built in that relationship. And so focusing on how do we improve that entire journey and how do we make sure we're having quality throughout that. And so that topic right now is coming up everywhere, and people are embracing the fact that, hey, at the end of the day, we can't just market a product anymore. We can't just market a service anymore. We have to think about it bigger. We have to think about the whole entire experience and how we make people feel when they do business with us.
So in the financial services industry across the board, Joe, I do believe it used to be that customers were kind of approaching the banks worried about getting the money. And now the consumer is far more empowered.
They are far more empowered, and that's true across the entire ecosystem, right? If you look at all lending and all banking and finance, the consumer has a lot of power. And what do they crave? Well, they crave knowledge and information and education. So that's an example of how people are going out and delivering better experiences to their customer. They're giving them what they want. They're giving them education-centric content and material. It's adding some value to the relationship versus just marketing at them or talking at them with, hey, here's a product and this is the interest rate, this is the term, this is the APR. People don't necessarily want you to talk to them and communicate with them that way. They may want you to educate them on how this particular product or service is going to impact their financial future, right? Which therefore impacts the dreams that they have set out for themselves for the next 5 to 10 years. And so we have to think about it in a much deeper way. And I think part of the reason there is that customers are empowered. They have access to information, and they've been fatigued by mass marketing over the last 20 years. And people realize, hey, it's not all about just pure automation. It's really about relevance. It's about connecting with people like they're human beings and giving some significant benefit to that relationship throughout the life cycle, right?
And ironically, data and technology really help with that.
They do, right? Now, there's a lot that goes into that. And some of the problems that we're helping our customers solve are clearly fall under that customer experience umbrella. In fact, a lot of the key stakeholders that we work with end up being in the marketing organization, CMOs, and those types of things. And customer experience tends to fall in a lot of cases, at least partly under that umbrella. So data and technology working together, making sure you're using it intelligently is really critical.
So, Joe, if I'm an executive at one of these organizations and I'm starting to think about what to do, what are the first things I need to think about to improve that customer experience?
So number one, and something that I think is absolutely critical, and we do, every business should do this really, is auditing your current experience, right?
Yeah.
Going through from the customer perspective, and how would I feel? Having empathy for that customer really comes with putting yourselves in their shoes and being able to clearly understand the impact and how everything really makes them feel and do it from their lens. So you have to do that throughout the entire journey that you have. And then and only then can you really look at what is really good and what isn't, okay?
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a whole bunch of things. The thing that I think organizations make mistakes on is they think they have to solve everything at once. So don't do that, right? Audit everything. Understand the entire experience, and then make a list of some of the low-hanging fruit things that you can work on, okay? And starting out with getting some quick wins, you'd be shocked at how fast even big companies can make improvements if they take it in very small bite-sized chunks. And so head towards that path of fully understanding the experience and then correcting, making small, quick corrections and iterating on it.